Call me anytime. Email me anytime. I want to hear from you. I will say, we have Representative Luther here. What I have seen, of course, I'm new. I'm from here, but I'm new in this role. What I have seen in my time since August, some folks will straight go to my district office with their question, their concern, their issue, and not even contact me. Some folks will straight go to Representative Luther. What I ask is, call my office, call me, send me an email, let me know what your question or concern is. Like, at least give me a chance to answer your question, tackle your question, at least discuss it with you. I want to listen to you, I want to help you. At least give me an opportunity to give me a chance to hear you, what your question is, what your concern is. And then if you don't like my answer or are concerned about my answer, then you can go to my district engineer or whoever else. I don't, you can then discuss your concern, at a higher level. But at least give me a chance. Let me listen to you. Let me tackle your question. But again, thank y'all for having me. I want to hear your questions now, but contact me anytime. Call me, send me an email, call my office, and look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to working with you. I'm really excited about transportation in Grayson and Fannin County for the future, and look forward to hearing from you. But thank you for having me. Yes.
I think the majority of people are here concerning the 121-75 intersection, and I understand that correcting what needs to be done desperately, which is widening under the bridge, is not on the timeline at this point. There are several things that can be done to help the situation. I think putting the service roads one way were fantastic. It has reduced the traffic on the service roads because they don't have to wait for the light cycles and stuff, but there hasn't been a significant adjustment to the light cycle to where the people on 121, depending on the time of the day, the other day I set 5 light cycles on 121 West. And then the next day I went to the service road at the same time, and I didn't even have to wait one full light cycle. And there's a significant disproportionate when school's letting out at Colin McKinney. You can sit through 3 light cycles because of the traffic coming out of the high speed. It's a shame to do all this work and then light cycles not be corrected to help the situation. And that's the first thing I'd like you to address. And then right turn lanes on 121, we got it going east, going west. If the city got the land approved west to turn right onto 75 North, could that be an expedited project?
Yeah, so I'll start with that second part of your question there. Your second question there, that is in the works. I know the city has communicated with me in my office about that, and we are working with, I am working with my district folks, with the consultant who originally designed the project, and the contractor. So that is in the works. We are looking at that. We are working with the city. We're looking for opportunities to include that. So it looked like that's going to be a positive. We're working towards that. We look like we can make that happen. The first question you had, you talked about, the signal timing. I will say that we have looked into that, and that is very challenging because we're still under construction as we speak. A lot of times, once the final construction, now, I have been in discussion with my traffic folks at my district office. I've made them aware, because I've heard that from multiple people. And it's a valid concern. It is very valid, and I agree with you. We are looking to optimize the signal timing as much as possible with what we can do at this stage of the project. We are looking at that, and I know they have done some. It still may not be perfect as we speak right now, but they are aware of it, and I will continue to communicate with them and, to the best of our ability, optimize the signal timing at that location you're talking. I agree, it's very valid.
There's different timing for different parts of the day, that it has that capability. And it's not rocket science to figure out when school lets out, there's gonna be a huge amount of traffic, and right before school lets out, all the parents are coming to the school.
Agreed.
And it's very, very easy to see, the surface roads are basically empty because you got 2 lanes now.
Right.
121 is
Right.
out of control.
Right. I will, like I said, we're aware of that issue. We've tried to address it the best ways we can. We will look to continue to optimize that. But I agree with you. It's a valid point, and I appreciate your comment on that.
On that, because we've been calling, or I've been calling for 5 years on this issue, because I knew it would be an issue when we got to high school. So why haven't we, you've seen it coming, so I don't understand why you can't go ahead and do the top line.
Yeah, well, again, we were in the middle, we're still in the middle of construction. I can't speak on, what occurred 5 years ago, because I wasn't here. But since I have been here in August, that has been brought to my attention, I know. But again, because we were still in the middle of converting the traffic. We're still in the middle of construction, so we had to be aware of that. We're continuing to strive to optimize the signal timing. Now that we have got the conversion of the frontage road to one way, so it's just we're going to continue to fine tune it, and continue to optimize. That's what I can speak on because I've been.
Can I make a suggestion for you to come at 7:30 in the morning? I am scared that high school kids we can remember at this intersection out here. So, because the red light turns green, but it's the timing, like you said. So I would suggest you come in the morning and the afternoon during school time for you to witness it exactly how it is.
Okay, yeah, I definitely will.
And then you can sit in the bank like lot and watch it. There's going to be a fatality there, and it's going to be too late. So I'm really worried about the high school kids.
You're talking about at 75 and 121?
I'm talking about right here, like going to the high school.
Oh,
You're coming to the
oh,
west
okay.
end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Right, Holly, you can't get one.
both sides. No, I'm talking about high school kids driving because what happens is you're backed up. So the light is green, but you can't go through it because there's nowhere to go. Does that make any sense?
75 is, the intersection of 75 and 121 is so backed up, you cannot, when it turns green, you can't go because of the traffic
Yeah.
coming out of the high school. Or Colin McKinney can't move, it's just,
Both ways, this side and this side.
there's no syncing between those lights and 75.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'll continue to work with my traffic group to best alleviate that issue as much as possible.
You provide a timeline, you can provide a timeline when you can address these issues.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a traffic signal expert, but I will communicate that to my traffic group and get it addressed as quickly as possible.
Before there's reality, I'm dead set on that. There's something that happened right here. These high school kids are first-time drivers. They're just learning to drive and everybody's in a hurry, so I
Okay.
put it at the urgency for you.
Okay.
Here's the Bryan Esmaili-Doki right there. And so when I see how the studies and serious accidents.
Okay.
I think it's going to continue to get worse too when you shut down Panther Parkway because that's the back door into the high school. Now you're only going to have a front door. And so it's going to double the amount of traffic trying to get to the high school. Anybody that was coming from the south on Colin McKinney now is going to have to come from the north because there's no other way to go. So it's only gonna get worse when you shut that bridge down.
Yeah, I see.
Brian, I think you talk to everybody in this room. So you're the new guy, right? Been about 6 months. You have a huge opportunity, right? To wow us. Because I don't know if you're short on data. I don't know if you need another study. I don't know if you need more community feedback. But what you're hearing is if you have a huge opportunity to kind of be a big help, have a success here, with the next time you come and meet with us, that here's the plan, right? I don't need another phone call. I don't need additional data, right? I don't really need to be an expert on signaling. This is going to get a big problem. It's going to get worse. And we're balancing traffic and safety is going to get a bigger and bigger safety issue. With emergency personnel needing to go back and forth, we don't have the turnaround lanes correct yet. So we have one-way traffic. We have a school over here. We have emergency services over there. So we have people trying to get to work. We have people trying to come in to spend money here in our community. And we can't get people to class. And we can't get emergency services where it needs to be. So it's really a big opportunity for you and your office to work with the people that are in this room. Make sure we get this done correctly as soon as possible.
Yes, I agree. I agree, and I'm gonna do everything I can to try to make that happen. So I appreciate your comment. Yes.
So where were the new overpass going? You're calling it north of Jim Jones, we call it Simmons Loop. We're not clear on where that turn is gonna be. Is it gonna be where we can get out the back part of our property? Or are we still gonna have to make that big turnaround? And y'all have put porta potties in our yard. Your guys drive across our property. Our granddaughter, when it's rained, she can't even get out to get to the bus without sinking in mud. We have to call, you have to get y'all to gravel back again. It's not been just an inconvenience for us, it has been a nightmare. And we're going to have to move. We're gonna have to sell and move because that road is coming right up to our property line. And we won't be able to live there.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear
It's
that.
an inconvenience for us. It's gonna be a major life change.
Turnaround's going is in between our north and south entrance. And it comes down, so how are we gonna get our driveway? Are we gonna have to go still all the way up to Farmington Road and Black Road and come back around? Or is there gonna be something that comes down?
Well, I mean, I have
I'll show you a picture.
yeah, I mean, I have the design plans in my office. If y'all want to come meet with me, I can show you the plan and what the ultimate condition will be. As far as, you're talking about these other type of issues, porta potties or people driving through your yard, that shouldn't happen. Happen
I
on?
think your office will recognize our name.
Or Sam knows.
Okay.
Sam with RPMX.
Well, Sam, you're talking about, my construction inspector in my
I
office?
believe so.
He's a TxDOT inspector.
Yeah, he's real familiar.
Okay.
And then we have the ditch where our gray water runs.
Now, if it's on TxDOT right away, now I want to be very clear. Are you talking about on your property or on TxDOT right away?
On our property.
On your property?
They have porta potties in the middle of, we have 2 1/3 acres. And in the middle of that 1 1/3 acre, the north part, porta potties.
On your property?
And
Yes.
then they were driving through that and getting stuck because before, when you all redid the ditches and
So
stuff.
has that issue been addressed or it's still a problem?
That has been addressed.
Okay, so it's been addressed.
Porta potty. And now we have big no trespassing signs up everywhere, so people will quit driving through our property and get stuck in the mud when it rains.
Yeah, no one, I mean, no contractor or TxDOT employee should be driving on, that should not happen. So if that hasn't been addressed, please bring it to my attention.
We got your number now.
Okay.
Yeah, we did, okay.
Okay, so, like I said, y'all are more than welcome to meet with me in my office. I can show you the plans, I can show you the ultimate condition where you can show me where your property is at, and then I can show you the ultimate condition of how the turnaround will be, how the frontage road will be, and how the roadway will be. So please call me, email me, y'all can meet with me, I can show you the plan, answer your questions.
Thank you.
Anyone? Yeah.
One thing we hadn't talked about is, on 121, coming east of 75. We kind of started and stopped a repavement.
A rehab project?
Right.
Yes.
And saying, hey, you're gonna have to come back because you gotta figure out apparently what was going on there, something you maybe weren't aware of. So it stopped, in the middle of that project. And I'm curious why, number one. Number two, that whole issue of 121 as it goes into town, Highway 5 turns south, then heads east again. What are the plans of, I'm assuming that's all state highway. What are the plans on having that redone and concrete, not asphalt, but in concrete?
I'm currently, there's no project for that area. Now, for that segment, east, along FM 121 east, we have recently, we're close to finishing that project where we it was that roadway, is that the project you're talking about, the rehab project, east of US 75?
East of everything, right?
Yes, so.
Between there and.
Okay, you're talking about the project, now we had a couple of things going on. We have a lot of projects going on. So we had one project that goes all the way to State Highway 160.
Talk about the replay between 5 and 75.
Okay, yeah, so if you're talking about that, yes. So we had, basically that was a base repair project. We were repairing the roadway base, in that area. We had some base failures. I know the city had kind of sent me some, let me know of kind of some pothole type areas, and it was basically the only way we could address that was going in there and, addressing the base failures of the road. I know in discussing with the contractor, there were some kind of unique conditions that was present under that road in that area where now we were able to repair a lot of them, but there were, I think, out of the 5, I think if I remember right, there were 2. There was, again, kind of unique type conditions at those 2 locations. We're going back and to completely repair those to where it's good. Now, like I said, we did have a rehab project that goes all the way to State Highway 160, and that project is nearly complete. If we're asking about that one as well. But the base repair, yeah, between State Highway 5 and US 75, that was base repair that we were conducting in that area. I think out of the 5, we addressed 3, and I think there's 2 more we're kind of finishing addressing.
No, just hindsight, because what's done is done. On 75, basically in Collin County.
In Collin County?
Right, and so 75, that project that's getting close to finished, it comes up to Panther Parkway. In that area, the entire highway was basically ripped up, including the service roads, and everything was put in concrete service roads as well as a new 6-lane highway. Apparently, though, obviously going from County Line Road north to Howe, the service roads are apparently just, the asphalt is, I guess, being up, or whatever you want to call it, a better asphalt.
Right.
And there'll be some periodic repairs, full depth repairs in the concrete, and a lane added. But I'm curious, why wasn't that whole area ripped up and replaced like it was from basically Anna to Van Alstyne? Why isn't the same thing happening from Van Alstyne to Howe?
Well, again, we're looking at budget, right? I mean, Collin County, that's a different district. They're a part of the Dallas district. But they're still TxDOT. I work there, so I know. But in order, again, our focus is to get, address as much of US 75 as we can. For the frontage roads you're talking about, from an economic perspective, we didn't go with concrete frontage. We, like you said, we repair the bad areas of the frontage roads and we go back with hot mix asphalt on our frontage road. Like I said, the project was close to $100 million. Again, we're looking for ways to maximize the amount of work we can get done with the budgets that we have. And again, I wasn't here at the preliminary stages of the project, but that would be my guess. And again, we're looking for ways to get the project to letting. How can we get this segment of US 75 to letting? And in some instances, in some cases, the example you just brought up, concrete frontage roads or a hot mix frontage road, my guess, again, I wasn't here, but my guess would be that was an area where we try to see, hey, can we save some money and make the project happen by going with the hot mix asphalt frontage road.
If you look at the difference in budget between the Dallas district and the Paris district, that's your answer.
Very good, yeah, it's very, a substantial difference.
It's basically the budget between Sherman and Dorchester.
Yes, you're right.
And our Dorchester situation.
But since you are here, that
Can you speak to?
we have some significant development, commercial development, that in all likelihood is a developer has purchased all property at 121 and 75. There's probably going to be some heavy duty commercial coming in there. If that bridge is not done, the underpass at that bridge is not done, it's going to be the gridlock that we're talking about right now. There's going to be no way to fix it without that bridge being done. And it's going to be worse than 82 and 75. It's going to be the worst nightmare in your district. And if that doesn't happen in the next year or two, it's going to be just horrible, and it's going to hurt the economic development of Grayson County. It's going to have a significant negative impact on economics of Grayson County being able to grow.
I've heard that. I appreciate your comment, your question there. I hear you. I mean, like I said, I've heard that from multiple other people.
Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan?
Brian, how can we help you? Tell us a little bit, what are some of the barricades that you're running into that's driving the priority for that? Is it funding? Is it a voice? Do we need to be talking to other people in this room or outside of this room? How can we help you have a bigger back at the table to drive it up the priority list?
Yeah, I mean, I hear you loud and clear. The main issue is funding. I mean,
So there's other things being prioritized for the funding in Grayson County. What funding constraints are you running into? Is it because things are already committed for 26 and 27? It's something we have to get bumped off? Kind of educate us a little bit on who do we need to talk to that, or how can we make a difference to relook at the priority and the budget?
yeah, sure.
One of the main problems with that, and I just met with TxDOT the other day, the big boys in TxDOT and the wells out of the country, but everybody else underneath them, the right of way is an issue. Not to the west side, it's the east side where all of those historical buildings are. So like, even if the road is fixed, you're still gonna have the bottleneck there because Van Alstyne doesn't own the right of way there to widen that. And so that's what they told us. I haven't looked at, but that's a main, even if they did exactly what you guys are asking, you're still gonna have, it's just gonna move the bottleneck over, is what they're telling you. You're still gonna have the bottleneck because you don't own the right of way. You don't own those businesses down the historic part of Van Alstyne. And so, yes, it's funding because what it's gonna cost more to buy the right of way than it is to actually build.
That's right.
Shelley, they don't need right of way to, if you widen the underpass.
No, I get what you're saying.
Where there's.
No, I get what you're saying,
There's
but-
no right of way needed for that, to just get it to where there's there's a left turn lane going each direction would significantly, you're right, the ultimate is widening the whole 121, but underneath that bridge, they got the land.
I get it, but it will just create another bottleneck somewhere else, so it doesn't actually solve your problem. And I'm not defending either side, I'm just telling you what they're saying. There have been other options to do a bypass or do something other than that right of way. Those options need to be looked at too. And I'm not telling you guys, I'm just telling you what I was told to help you out. It is the funding, exactly what he's saying, but it's not the cost of the road. It's purchasing the right of way to make it run through smoothly. You're putting a Band-Aid on an open wound. So that is the issue that they told me. So I just wanted to relay that. That was told to me Friday.
Yeah, I appreciate your comment there. You're exactly right. I mean, if we did replace that bridge, I mean, what is it really gonna gain it? You know, without going all the way, exactly like what she said there. We don't have the right of way there. We have to go through the right of way process.
And that's years.
Years.
Years and years and years.
Exactly.
No, what I don't understand is you got 4 lanes going down too at that bridge, and I mean, we spent however many millions of dollars on this project. At least go ahead and do the bridge now, even if it pushes the backup further into town. I understand that you can't expand Highway 5 or Highway 121 towards Highway 5 until you get the right of way. But the backup right now is because everybody's trying to get under that bridge and turn left, or trying to get under the bridge and come back into town in the afternoon. So that bridge is the choke point right now at 75. And we're doing that project right now. So fix that part of the problem now. Yeah, you can't complete the whole thing. You've still got the issue of FM 121 from 75 to Highway 5, and we'll take a bite off that apple down the road. But now it seems like TxDOT and the state is kicking the entire can down the road instead of biting at it when we can and fixing it when we're under construction now. We get this project done, now we're gonna come back and we're gonna tear it out again a couple of years down the road when we get the right of way. Let's at least fix what we're doing right now, okay? And are we gonna widen out the bridge at County Line Road from 2 lanes to 4, or is that just gonna be replaced with the same size that we're going in? What's that gonna be? Is that gonna be a 4-lane bridge?
It'll be a turn lane.
So you'll have turn lanes, are you gonna have Texas turnarounds, or are you gonna have just like you did at Highway, like they did in Collin County at White Street, where you gotta sit through 8 lights to get turned around there?
Well, it's gonna be one lane, and then a turn lane in the center.
Okay, so we're really not widening the bridge other than 1 lane in the center.
It's kind of an interim widening.
Okay, so,
And if
The
I'm
bridge project, the bridge project has been pitched. So the district engineer or, remember his name, but the guy that's in charge of going to the statewide meeting and pitching the project, it's on the list and it has
for
been.
FM 121,
Yes, sir. Yes,
to
sir.
widen the underpass?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It has been pitched. So I want to relay that information. He did it and he's pitched it.
Is that not a structural issue though, of widening the underpass?
I don't know. I just know that it's been pitched exactly what you're wanting. It has been pitched to get the funding.
when the letting of 75 was done, the underpass was double the price of that entire project to do that underpass. That's why it wasn't done at that time. And it was, move traffic on 75, we're not as concerned about the city of Van Alstyne.
So again, with the project that's under construction now. I mean, I hear you folks, but, they're trying to get as much done as we can with what we're able to do, in that project. We, again, just try to get as much as we could with what we got. You have something, Lane? Anyone else?
So, yeah, the project that Shelley talked about, there's a process that takes place in the state of Texas in August each year, where they look at projects that are on the list. There's 2 projects in Grayson County out of the area office that are on the list. Is widening the 1417 west of 75, and our project. And our project has just recently been put on that list. The priorities are, as I understand it, is shovel ready is one of the buzzwords that you'll hear. In the 1417 project, they've secured right of way, they've got it engineered, it's ready to go. So it stands in front of our project because our project has none of it. One of the problems that our project is, it's about a $50 to $75 million fix to redo that bridge. The original project on 75 from 902 to the county line was a $50 million project. COVID and the construction time frame, our project kept getting bumped back, and part of that's politics with our neighbors in Grayson County who have a little bit more leverage than we have. And as that project was bumped and delayed, it went from a $50 million project to, as Bryan has indicated this morning, a $100 million project. So they actually had to bring in a lot of funding to even get that project to be similar than the original scope. The original scope had 2 real overpasses, not turnaround overpasses, and it had a complete redo of County Line Road, as opposed to now we've skinnied that back down. And so the project scope began to narrow itself, as Bryan has alluded to, because of the fact that they scrounged up $50 million more to do what they could to widen 75 to the 6 lanes, which was TxDOT's point in the whole project to begin with. But our section 1 was ahead of all the other sections. And as you've seen what's been built and completed in Grayson County, our section found its way back to further back on the list and created a problem with funding. TxDOT spent $400 million or so north of us on those projects. So to answer your question, what we need is and Shelley, appreciate her influence and meeting with TxDOT and getting to the bottom of it, but what we need is TxDOT to pick a project up in August. And we're doing everything we can do, and that's from Congress to the Senate to Governor's office. Anybody knows Governor Abbott, pick up the phone, tell them we need that project picked off the list. Certainly, we're in contact with some of the board members of TxDOT to make them aware of this project. And so that's where it sits today. And until it gets picked off the list and funded, one of the things that can happen, and the city has, TxDOT likes in-kind money. When they look at projects, where does the money going to come from? And if you have a local community that is putting money into a project, then TxDOT is very favorable of trying to be a partner and work on that. And the city of Van Alstyne has put up, and Grayson County has put up $6 million between them to help fund this $50 million, $60 million Winland project. And so local money and the effort of the city and the county are very much at the forefront of trying to get the project picked off the list. But it's politics, its need, it's shovel ready, so the kind of, where this will be, if we get picked, we'll be blessed. It'll be kind of pulling a rabbit out of a hat. But what we need is, if it doesn't get picked this year, then what we need is we need TxDOT Sherman, we need engineering to start on the project, we need design to start on the project, to Shelley's point. You know, then that way when it goes next year, it stays on the list, next August, they start picking these projects again. I'm not giving up on this year, but our fallback position B is we got to get it engineered and we got to define, we don't know what right of way, TxDOT doesn't know what right of way has to be procured for the bridge project. So that's got to be determined. We don't know whether that's a little or a lot. Originally, we were told none. Lately, all of a sudden, now we need some, but we've got to get it engineered in the meantime. So talk to anybody you know that'll listen. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. It is a project that is, and you know, I think even TxDOT's opinion is it's a huge project they need to get off of their page. There has been some conversation, Bryan, lately about the amount of money the Paris District has spent in Lamar County, the amount of money the TxDOT District has spent in Grayson County, and the disparity in that. So, you know, the TxDOT Paris District, they have budget money and they decide where it's going to be spent. And it needs to be, I think, conceptually, it needs to be focused on us and our problem. And so anyway, that, to my knowledge, that's where we are. We're working every day to try to get this. It could be a shorter term or it could be a longer term, but unfortunately, we didn't get ahead of the, TxDOT didn't, we didn't get ahead of the problem. And unfortunately, because of the money, the cost of the project that's going on right now, our turnaround bridges, while better than nothing, they don't alleviate a lot of the problems where we need new intersections. So those bridges, you know, whether that's 10 years down the road or 20 years down the road, again, it depends. And TxDOT funding is, you know, it diminishes because of the needs. So anyway, that's where we are, I think.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, I think you'll have to get going.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
Make sure you're all gonna be my friend.
Okay. I have a business card. I don't know if I have, hopefully I have enough for everybody, but it's like I said, give me a call, send me an email. I look forward to listening to you, working with you. I want the best, Grace Academy, just like you know. Thanks for having me.